Hello, everyday people. My name is Mr. G on Everyday People, where we talk to and interview you, the everyday person. Today's guest, we have Mr. Julian Class. Give it up, everybody.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thanks for coming on.
Oh yeah, I really appreciate it.
Yeah. So, you are an artist, correct?
Yes, I'm an artist.
Singer, songwriter.
Yeah, I'm an actor, I'm a singer, and I'm a songwriter.
So you have a single coming out, correct?
Yes, I do.
Can you give us a little bit of insight on that?
This new single is called The Score, and it's coming out on October 27th. It's similar to my first single, which is called Gangster's Anthem.
Okay.
And they both pay an homage to 20th century lounge music, like Frank Sinatra, Dean Martin, Sammy Davis Jr. But they also have a little bit of a twist because I incorporate newer sounds from like modern day rap music like Migos or like Post Malone or any SoundCloud rapper that you might hear, you know?
Okay. So you mix a little bit of the old school classic gangster style with the new school like hip hop, and then mesh them all together and we get a new sound with you as a catalyst of it.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, you know, I go to the studio and I work with my producer. Shout out to Thomas J. He's a wonderful producer. We both work really well together.
Yeah.
And we both are in the same wavelength in the studio.
Nice.
And I do all the recording, he does all the production work, and we just experiment. And we literally came up with our own genre. I mean, my producer, he calls it trap lounge.
Wow, that's brilliant. And, you know, with that being said, I know it does take time to, you know, create your own personal sound, and especially having that be able to, you know, mesh well and have people, you know, take it on.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, it's all a process from the songwriting aspect of it to the actual recording of it to getting the master. It's all a process, and I've driven to the studio many times during the week to get this done.
Yeah.
But when it's done and when it's finished and when you're listening to it, it's refreshing, and I really enjoy utilizing those talents that I have and that my producer has, and just to be able to put it out there and have people listen to it and to make a positive difference in that way. That's really important to me.
So who is Julian Class?
Julian Class is a dreamer. He's someone who wakes up in the morning with a fire in his belly. He's someone who's motivated, and you know, I recently went through a bout with double pneumonia. Wow. And that was a really scary 8 days in the hospital. It wasn't.
I'd imagine.
Yeah, it was frightening, but I recovered, and after recovery, you know, that fire that's inside of me, it lights up even more, and it makes me even more motivated because, you know, you get new life into your lungs, and you just want to do everything that you can in your power to really just try to make the world a better place through art.
Yeah.
I
mean, the comeback seems strong because you look great now, man.
Thank you.
Especially after going through that scary scenario.
Yeah.
So I can only imagine it motivated you even more.
Yeah, it definitely did, and it makes me just want to continue making music because it's proof to me that I can do just about anything if I put my mind to it.
Absolutely,
you know?
Absolutely, man. What is a day-to-day like for you? You know, you do the acting, and then you do the songwriting, the music, and stuff like that. Where do you find all the time to budget all this stuff out, and then where do you find time for yourself? You know, because I imagine you probably have to, you know, meditate on everything that's happening.
Yeah, I look for inspiration from different genres of music that I listen to, whether it would be from 90s, early 2000s R&B and hip hop, or 20th century lounge, you know, which I've talked about before, or even like alternative rock. Sometimes I'll listen to Korn once in a while, or Amy Winehouse, you know, it just Prince Rogers Nelson, Michael Jackson, Lady Gaga sometimes, you know, anything that sparks something in me that encourages me to write a story and translate that into music. It's all a process, and it all takes time and effort and inspiration, and that's really it's just it's a lot, you know.
I'd imagine, man. It seems like you got a lot on your plate, but you have the talent to get it accomplished. So I mean, that is very, inspiring to hear something like that.
Thank you. Thank you.
That's very good that you're able to have a good balance on, when you're doing all this stuff like that, and the mindset you must have for that, the discipline in itself.
Yeah. I'm very patient, and I try to utilize my time the best I can when it comes to applying for acting jobs and working a day job while doing all of this. Also, I try to utilize the time that I have the best way I can.
Did you do any roles or anything that maybe we should look out for?
Yeah, well, I am fortunate enough to say that I recently did an online PSA on consent with children. So that's going to be up on a website. I'm not really sure the name of the website, but once I know, I'll be sure to let you know.
Okay, definitely.
I've also been fortunate enough to say that I have been on television. I was on an investigation discovery show in one episode. I've done a short film. I've done some extra work. I was in Creed 2.
That's very interesting.
Yeah, for one fight at least, I was in Creed 2, and that was a really interesting experience as well.
It must have been like everybody on set and everything like that, and a couple of well-known actors.
Oh yeah.
In there, that.
Yeah.
So how was that whole atmosphere of just being in that realm?
It was, since I know what goes on around the set, I was accustomed to the long shooting hours, and it was like 14-hour shooting days. But there were some people there who have never done anything like that before, and so people were starting to get a little restless, and it was starting to get a little bit hectic. So I sat, I was quiet, I was patient, and I was cooperative, and that's how I feel people should be when it comes to jobs like that.
I would imagine, keeping a low profile, not causing any friction or anything like that, and letting everybody, letting actors mold into the character they are, and then you becoming a part of the scene. How was that once the camera started rolling? Like, how was your take on everything?
It was really interesting. Everything was so professionally done and well organized, and the film crew that was a part of the whole process, they made sure that the entire crowd was quiet, and that was a difficult task in itself, and they managed to pull it off. It was really incredible.
Wow, interesting. Very interesting. You lead a quite interesting life, man. I gotta say the least.
Yeah, well, you know what? I like trying new things, and I'm a bit of a daredevil. I jumped off a plane, I jumped off a building, but you know what? Life is short, and I want to do everything that I can to, just live the best life that I possibly can.
Exactly, because you only get one, man.
Only one.
And you want to do everything, experience everything possible.
Oh yeah, yeah.
The last thing you want to do is, live day by day, worrying and whatnot, and not really trying stuff.
Yeah, and just being stagnant and not actually following your dreams, just being comfortable. I can't do that. That was never me. I'm not a comfortable person. I like taking risks, and like I said, like one of my lyrics in the score is "Life is a gamble, high risk, high reward," and I live by that motto. Because why just sit still? Why? There's no reason to.
Exactly. The world is out there.
You gotta explore it.
Yeah. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, man. So I mean, you hit the nail right on the head, and that's been beautiful. Beautiful that you said that, and that's awesome, because that's a lot of motivation. A lot of people need to hear sometimes, because you have a lot of people nowadays wondering, what is else out there for me to do.
Yeah.
And you can tell you by telling your story, you're helping these people like, hey, listen, there's another way too as well.
Oh yeah, there's always another door. When one door closes, two more doors open, and it's up to you whether or not if you want to cross that threshold. You know, nobody else can make you except you. Opportunities they're not going to come your way unless you go out and you chase those opportunities and you chase those goals.
Absolutely. You know, something for, you know, the everyday people to watch out for and look out for?
Well, there is a rapper by the name of Quave. Quave, shout out, very talented. Mm-hmm. I'm going to be collabing with him very soon, and possibly maybe even next weekend. So I'm definitely looking forward to working with him in the studio, and just to see what we come up with, Quave and I and our producer, you know, working together, 3 people, and just experimenting and just trying something new, you know?
I'm looking forward to that. I'm definitely looking forward to that. I want to thank my guest, Julian, for coming in today.
Thank you.
Looking forward to hearing from your single. And also I want to thank you, the audience, the everyday people, because without you, this would not be possible. This is Mr. G from Everyday People, and always remember, if you want to be a gangster, then you gotta follow me.
Do a badu, do a body, do a badu, do a body, do a badu, do a body. If you wanna be a gangster, then you gotta follow me. Do a badu, do a body, do a badu, do a body, do a badu, do a body. If you wanna be a gangster, then you gotta follow me. I'm talking black suits with pinstripes, looking fantastic. No matter the decade, always stay classic. Acquire moolah, straight cash or plastic. How did you get that? Why are you asking? Is it the business how I get my dough? I'm telling